Alright, this is going to be the tier list. The game has been out for nearly 2 weeks. Is Mortal Kombat 1. So we have an S, we have an A, a B, and then we have DLC. So we're going to go ahead and add the DLC. So Ermac, Homelander, Omni-Man, Peacemaker, Quan, and Takeda. Because obviously Shang is DLC, but is actually in the game. And we're going to start off with S. I'm going to start off with what I feel is right now the best character in the game. Due to what has been, like, as far as online tournaments go, what has been really dominating lately, these online tournaments, and it's actually Johnny by Pulse. Pulse has been rocking Johnny Cage and Cyrax. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, like, go watch the latest TNS tournament or like Shira Ryu Sunday. Like, Pulse won pretty convincingly too. He's won either 3-0 or like 3-2 versus like Titanium Tigers, who's ranked number 1 with Kenshi. He's also beaten a lot of like top level players. Like, he beat Rewind's Reiko the other day, and he's pretty much dominating with Johnny Cage and Cyrax. So I'm gonna go ahead and start it off and say that Johnny Cage is number 1. I'm gonna put Kenshi right behind him. I think that these two by themselves are like listed. You could argue that they're like 1 and 2 right now. For Mortal Kombat 1, I don't think that's really a debate as far as anyone goes, because some people will say, well, I don't think Johnny's number 1, I think it's Kenshi. Well, I don't think Kenshi's number 1, I think it's Johnny. So, like, obviously you can tell, like, Johnny and Kenshi are both 1 and 2. I don't think that's really a debate. I think what comes after that is, okay, well, what do you have ranked 3rd as far as behind these two strong characters? And I think that it's actually going to be Raiden. I think that Raiden has a lot of strong tools, and not only that, but he has really, like, high damage to where he can legit just do like 2 combos with Jax and 2-touch your whole life to make it disappear. Like, I'm talking 500 to like maybe 40, anywhere between 40 to like 50% as far as one combo that Raiden can do. I think that's really insane that one character can just do that with one cameo. Not to mention, he has really good setup play that he can get with Jax. But that's not all. Is he has like decent plus frames off of his attacks. You can also do his like little like electricity into like Cyrax's helicopter to make it safe. And I know what you're saying. Over time, the meta is going to be where we're going to be learning how to flawless block a lot of this stuff, such as the next character that I'm going to put right behind Raiden, which is going to be Baraka. You guys know what I'm talking about. His little like blade spin move into like Cyrax's helicopter. Eventually, we as the community, we're going to learn how to flawless block and get a lot better at, you know, flawless blocking single hits, because you can actually flawless block basically like any sort of hit in the game. And these prime 2 characters, Raiden and Baraka, are something right now that the community struggles versus as far as trying to flawless block it to reduce the chip damage. But I feel like once, you know, when we eliminate or subtract that, overall, they're still really strong characters. They can still, like, basically do anywhere between 40 to 50%, especially off of, like, Baraka getting, like, a back throw. He can also, like, combo extend that into, like, Cyrax's helicopter. So I definitely think that it's really a strong candidate as far as Raiden and Baraka to be listed 3 and 4. I feel like right now Ashrah is at number 5. I think Ashrah has some of the best neutral tools in the game. She has really good, like, there's really nothing wrong that she does, in my opinion. She has a really good mid. I believe it's like 12 or 13 frames. Her best, like, stun attack that she has is 2-1, which you can do like 2-1. It's also really good for like whiff punishing you know, opponents. 2-1 into like her projectile to get you know, 4-2 into the launcher of a combo launcher, and that's like a guaranteed like anywhere between 35 to 40% that she can do. Really damn good. She can also combo off of her throw. Pretty basic stuff that she has. She also has a really good wake up, I would say, as far as her wake up is actually 2 hits of armor. I feel like people don't really talk about that. But not only that, is she kind of like, she kind of has like a little bit, like, what is it? It's not a, it's kind of like a dash teleport type of thing, but it has 2 hits of armor. Really damn strong. I think she's not really talked about enough. I feel like a lot of people are kind of like seeing Ashrah, but they're wondering like why is she actually like really good? They don't really understand. She also has really good setup play with like Sector. Can be really effective with like Scorpion or Goro when she combos off her throw. Is able to get more loops off of her like attacks. Overall, just some of the best buttons in the game as far as the whole roster goes. Let's actually move on. No, let's actually stay in A. I feel like I want to stay a little bit in A. I think this character is really damn good and doesn't get too much recognition, and I feel like it's Kitana. And I know what the YouTube audience is going to say. They're going to be like, you're got to be joking if you put Kitana at 6. But I'm telling you right now, Kitana has some of the best neutral, also followed by Ashrah. She has a really good projectile game. She has really good just buttons overall that makes her just like, when you play her, it feels really good. And you're going to see, because obviously I'm going to be posting this after I just faced Sully on Unranked, and that's arguably like the #1 ranked Kitana right now. So you'll be seeing this after the Sully video, but you'll get what I mean whenever you get to see how Sully played. That he did really effective tools that really threw me off. Not only that, but like Kitana could legit like be Kitana Sub-Zero, Kitana Scorpion. Like, I feel like there's a lot of like cameos that can go really good with like her play to make her like really effective. And not only that, but a lot of the community is actually starting to like realize and pay attention to Kitana. Like Sonic and a few others have also said like Kitana's actually mad strong. It's just there's not enough like Kitana players to like be like seen right now, but once people start to figure out the meta, I feel like we're gonna see Kitana a lot more often. Speaking of another character that we don't really see often, that I'm gonna like just say is actually really damn good, is Tanya. I feel like Tanya has some of the best mids in the game, especially Tanya and Goro. Which, if you've seen Dragon play lately, then you'll know that like Tanya and Goro is actually really effective. She can actually do like her advancing special attack into like Goro to like get a pop-up into a combo. She can also get like multiple like conversions off of Goro with Tanya, and I think that just makes her really damn strong. And I feel like I've only really seen like a couple Tanyas. I really haven't seen many, such as I've only seen like Dragon and Neutral is Key. I haven't really seen too many others. I think Woozy is another strong competitor that's playing Tanya. But it's another character that goes with the Kitana that as soon as we see more recognition, I feel like the community is actually going to be more woke on some of these characters that we're seeing being an S tier. Alright, let's go ahead and move on into A. I feel like Liu Kang, there's nothing really, like, I look at Liu Kang's tool list, and I'm like, what does he do that's wrong? He has great projectile game. He has a really good forward 4 that is good solid pressure. Like, he gets good damage. I just wonder, I'm like, what does Liu Kang, like, not have? I feel like he has good mid. He has good stagger game. He has a good projectile. He has even an air projectile. Like, what does he have that, like, some of these characters just don't have? Like, I don't know. Overall, I think Liu Kang is another character you can pair with, like, a lot of cameos. Spits out a lot of good damage, and is overall really fundamentally strong. I feel like this is a good beginner character. People have been asking me, like, hey, Gambler, like, who do you think is, like, a solid beginner character? I would say Liu Kang is actually one. I don't think that you could really, like, go wrong playing Liu Kang, especially with, like, cameos. Like, I've seen, like, Liu Kang Serena, Liu Kang Striker, who else? Seen Liu Kang Scorpion, which I thought was really interesting. Liu Kang Sub-Zero. There's just a lot of like good cameos that can really be paired with Liu Kang, and I feel like he's the perfect candidate to start off in A tier. Another character that I also think is strong is Mileena. I think Mileena has really great damage. Nonetheless, I feel like there's some things that like we, once again as a community, do realize that this is a tier list, and we're about to be 2 weeks in, so we're kind of like saying like, okay, is this good? Is this not good? I'm not really sure. But Mileena, she has really good damage when she gets an opening on you. She also can convert off of like When she does her amplified size and she gets kind of like that, like biting restand, she can go into ball roll, continuously her combo. She has like Mileena Scorpion, which is what I've seen like Tweety play, spit out a lot of significant damage. I feel like overall it's just really fundamentally like strong. She has really good, I would say, neutral and staggers that she can definitely do as far as going to make your opponent like basically guess as far as are they going to stagger, and if so, then like can I interrupt it, or if they don't, then like I'm going to get like you know, I'm definitely going to get open up and potentially eat 40. You know, great buttons, great conversions, really good damage. I think she's overall just a solid fundamental character. Let's continuously go on because we're kind of looking at some of the characters who we can potentially argue are maybe getting mid tier. But I feel like there's one character left that's among these characters remaining that I don't personally think is mid tier. Or one or two actually. And I'm gonna start it off and say Scorpion. I think that Scorpion is actually really damn good. I feel like there's not enough like talk as far as Scorpion goes. He can really like. I'm sorry, but like Spear being a mid, and then he also can just like convert once again off of a lot of different scenarios. He definitely has a good stagger game with his 2-1 essentially as well. I want people to really realize that you can definitely do some damage with Scorpion. Definitely that there's just once again not too many recognition, but is another like I would say like Liu Kang. An easy character to play. I don't feel like you could go wrong playing Scorpion. I just feel like you're going to have to put in a little bit more time than Liu Kang, but like overall it's just solid fundamentally, especially with a lot of cameos. I've been seeing like Averk play like Scorpion and Scorpion, but there's also way different you know, cameos that you can pair with Scorpion to still make him really effective. The last character that I'm going to say is like really damn good is actually going to be Kung Lao. I feel like Kung Lao, his wake up is his armored wake up is safe, and you can combo extend it into like Goro. Like he's actually really damn good. He has good he has two projectiles. He has a straight hat, and then he also has like his other hat projectile that's actually a high. Does decent damage. I would say he does anywhere between 30 to 40%, which is overall fundamentally solid. I think he's just great indeed. He's just definitely not better than any of the characters I would say are ahead of him. But overall, I think Kung Lao would definitely be listed as, you know, higher up as far as, you know, not exactly like S tier level, but, you know, high A level to go along with like Liu Kang, Mileena, and Scorpion. I don't think that, you know, many people can say that's not true. But we're going to continue on. We're going to stay in A because I feel like B we're just going to leave for like the bottom 5 lineup of these characters. I feel like one character I'm missing also, and I've just now realized that I'm missing this one character. I'm actually gonna put Reiko. I'm actually gonna put Reiko above Mileena. I think Reiko can guaranteed like 30 or 40%. Sorry, Chad. I know I just missed Reiko, and I'm pretty sure the YouTube audience was screaming, saying, "Where's Reiko in this list?" I apologize. Reiko can actually get like 35 plus off of his command grab using Darius' cameo. I think that's really insane for a grappler. Not only that, but a grappler who also has the best zoning in the game, I think is overall insane nonetheless. But Reiko's another good character who can go along with like multiple cameos, such as like I've seen people use Reiko and Striker, Reiko Sub-Zero to be a zoning machine, Reiko Darius to be able to continuously get combo off of his command grab. Reiko's just overall like strong. He has good buttons too up close. Definitely is able to infiltrate the strike through a mind game. Actually, I feel like I'm gonna put him over Liu Kang. I just think he's better than Liu Kang now that I'm really thinking about it and talking about it. Overall, I think Reiko's really solid. I totally forgot to put him on the list. I don't want the YouTube audience. I hope you got to this point to say, like, where's Reiko? Why didn't you put him higher on the list? Don't worry, I got him right there, starting at A. Okay, now let's move on to kind of like the, you know, I guess not mid tier. Well, I guess what, like higher mid, I would say, right? You guys know what I mean. Anyways, I guess I'm gonna start off with Smoke. I think Smoke is good 50-50s. I feel like right now, the scene is starting to get more comfortable as far as how to deal with Smoke. I feel like one thing that's really not talked about enough with Smoke, because everyone thinks Smoke is broken. When you react to his overhead, and his overhead is 28 frames, yeah, you're right, Tweety. You know what? I can actually do that. Let's actually make another row. We'll do another row, and we'll just do B, and then we'll just do the bottom 5 to be C. We'll just do that. We'll do another row. So we'll put Smoke to start off the row. I think that Smoke, when the scene actually starts to get more comfortable to react to his overhead, they're not going to think he's really that overpowered like people want to believe. Don't get me wrong, I think Smoke is still like overall like great, and he gets like good damage when he gets an opening off of his combos. He has like good staggers, especially doing his low, and I know a lot of people are starting to like pick up and start to recognize, oh, if he does his low, then you can actually up block his next attack and punish him for it. But he can stagger it and then also like be able to punish you for trying to up block it. So there's sort of a little bit of a mind game coming out from Smoke. But the thing that's most effective about Smoke is when he's invisible. That's when it's really, truly, like, scary to deal with Smoke, because you don't know where he's at. Overall, if he's not invisible, I don't think he's that scary of a character. And I know the YouTube audience is probably going to scream at me. But hopefully you can come back to this video, like, over time, and whenever you get more, comfortable dealing or going against Smoke, you can say, Gamber, I can completely see why you have Smoke right there on the list. I think that Rain is another good character. When you pair him with like a character like Sub-Zero, he becomes really effective. Overall, I think Rain, I don't think he's that bad. I just feel like his buttons are a little bit slower. But that's one thing that, like, once again, this is legit only like a 2-week tier list. Over time, Rain could get faster buttons, faster normals, and become just completely different, completely, like, we're talking like he can go from B to like maybe even start of A or even potentially S. I feel like there's like a couple changes that could really be occurred to Rain to make him like really powerful. I don't think he just overall sucks. I feel like he still has like some good overall tools to really throw people off guard. There was also some good Rain players that I've actually ran into, and they've definitely caught me off guard with their play. But nonetheless, I feel like just once again, good solid buttons, just really slow. If they actually up the speed on that, then he can be really more effective. I'm going to throw Geras in next. I feel like Geras hits hard, but the problem is how does Geras open you up? I feel like there's no there's no mids. He has a low, like, obviously like combo starter, but he has an overhead that doesn't really like go into anything. It just hard knocks down you. He does have good damage, but like he's got to find the opening. He's also gets zoned out by a lot of the cast, and that's one thing that he really struggles on is a zoning war. He's got to work his way in. Geras needs a cameo to really pair, like, to help his neutral. And I feel like if you don't have a good cameo to like go with Geras, then you're really going to be struggling. I feel like that's one thing that's going to just start to like come to realization if you start to play Geras, or if you actually see it like a Geras player playing. It would just happen over time. But I feel like this could be an argument, but for right now, I'm going to go ahead and stick by my word, and I'm going to say Geras is right there in B tier. And I'm going to put Sindel next. I've been playing Sindel. For those who've been watching my channel, everyone knows I've been really maining Sindel. I've been on Sindel Serena, Sindel sub. I feel like there's other options to Sindel. The main problem I'm running to with Sindel is her not having a good mid. She has a 14 frame mid, and she has a 17 frame mid. I feel like her 14 frame mid is her back 2, and for those who don't know, that's kind of like a little bit of like the move that kind of like goes into the air to where you can flight cancel and then like continuously go for her pressure. But you can't really you have to like amplify your flight cancel in order to like jail after that. She doesn't have mix. She's not a 50-50 character. When she has a low, it's back 3 on block. It's back 3 on block. It's actually minus 24. She doesn't really have mix. She has good strike throw, don't get me wrong, because she has restands that can be up to plus 18 or plus 22. She has good restands, but she's got to find the opening on you. She has 2 hits that can actually break armor, which is her forward 1 and forward 4. I think that's really strong, but like when you start to like realize like, oh, I don't really need to like wake up versus Sindel, then like you're gonna start to like realize like, oh, like this isn't, you know, that bad to deal with. Nonetheless, like I talked about also when I did my guide of Sindel, about how she has good projectile game, but you can just throw on sub cameo depending on who you're using and kind of like just basically be immune to her projectile game and basically eliminate that scare. Overall, I feel like if Sindel, like if her forward 4 was actually like a little bit faster, I'm not saying for it to be 9 frames, don't get me wrong, that's not what I'm saying. I just feel like if it was a little bit faster, if maybe if you swapped back 2 and forward 4 to be 14 and 17 frames, I feel like she'd be a lot more effective and a lot more scarier. Let's see, how many characters are left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we have 7 characters left. So we're gonna do 2 more in B, and then we'll go the last 5 are in C. I feel like, let's see. I don't think Reptile is that bad of a character. I feel, well, you know what? Actually, I'm going to take that back. Because I'm going to actually put Havoc right there. No. Yeah. Yes, I'll leave it right there because I'm actually going to put Shang right there. Okay. I think Reptile is just like, I don't know. There's something weird to Reptile's game plan. Like, he has a low starter. He can turn invisible, but he's not like, you know, the second you get like touch, your invisibility goes away. Does Reptile even have an overhead that's not his fatal blow besides his drop down attack? Like, there's a lot of things that like Reptile does that it's just like, it's not scary. Like, there's nothing like scary to Reptile's play that just makes me feel overwhelmed. I don't know if it's just me like not playing against a great Reptile lately. Okay, yeah, back 2 is an overhead. Thank you, sign him. But it doesn't launch, right? It doesn't launch. It just knocks you down. There's just I don't know. There's just nothing scary to Reptile. Yeah, there's just I don't know. There's just nothing scary to him. I just feel like he just needs some changes, some help, in order to be really effective or really scary. I feel like you would have to just work his whole frame data or move list in order to just make him a better character, because right now he's just way too honest. Same thing with Shang. I think Shang is kind of honest, and like his projectile game, once again, if you throw on Sub-Zero's cameo, it kind of just goes out the window. You know, he's like the same thing as Reptile. I don't think there's anything like effective or scary to him. But once again, that could just change overall. I think old Shang is a lot better than young Shang. And obviously it's a lot easier to just morph into old Shang. You can do it legit in the air, mid combo. You can do all that sort of stuff. But you have to just like rework Shang in order to just like make him really scary and effective. Okay, we're down to 5 characters, and I feel like these 5 characters are, if you got to this point of the video, you could either hate what I have so far, or you will love why I have these last 5 characters as the bottom 5 characters. And I'll start it off. I think Havoc, we just saw 3 Havocs at an offline today in top 8, and yet I have Havoc in C. I don't know, bro. Havoc, like, bro, they turned the most badass 3D era character into such a sleeper character, bro. Like, he's so boring. Like, bro, he's so boring. It's just, I don't know. There's a lot of gaps in his string. His projectiles aren't really the greatest. He has an armored attack that does have like 3 or 4 hits of armor. I think it's 3, right? So it has definitely the most out of everyone, I believe. But it's just not overall the greatest, right? It's just not. There's just, I don't know. There's just nothing to Havoc, once again, that's just really just overwhelming, that just says, man, this character is absolutely insane. Yet I'm saying that, and Havoc won an offline, and there was also 3 Havocs in offline, so the hell do I know? No, I'm joking. The hell do I know? Okay, let's move on, though. I feel like Shao is another character, like, it's just, From MK11 to MK1, I really thought that Shao, after watching his breakdown, I was like, bro, this character looks great. I said he's going to be strong. He looks overall good. That's not the case. Like, it's just not. Whenever they announced or, like, went over his armored attack, his, like, knee attack, they basically said it was armored into, like, being, like, a 2-hit into a launcher. But come to find out, if you actually hit him, you don't actually get that second part of the launcher. So, what about Shao is scary? He gets zoned out really easily. He has to throw his axe, like, on the ground, but everything is really reactable. Like, when he does his, like, low axe on the ground, both of those attacks, you can actually react to them. I don't know. I don't know what's really just scary about Shao. I don't. He has 50-50s, but, like, unless you're using, like, Motaro, you can't really combo convert off of his overhead. That's another thing. But let's move on. We have 3 characters left, and when people ask me, like, who do you think is the worst character in the game, I just say it's either between Sub-Zero, Li Mei, or Nitara, right? Because all 3 of these characters need help in some way. They just... I already know what I'm gonna leave last. I'm gonna go ahead and just put Sub-Zero here. I think Sub-Zero, he wasn't even the strongest character in the beta, and they nerfed him to the ground. I'm like, why? Bro, they had Johnny Cage and they had Kenshi in the beta, yet said no, let's actually nerf Sub-Zero. They changed his mid from like 10 or 11 frames to be 15 frames. Then they nerfed his damage. Then they also took away some of the combos that he could do that he can't do anymore. I'm like, bro, what are you doing, NRS? Why did you absolutely just put Sub-Zero in the ground? I know people were bitching about Sub-Zero, you know, in MK11, MKX, like they were just bitching. And even in the beta, I think people were annoyed, and I feel like this is probably why he was nerfed the most. It's because there was way too much attention on Sub-Zero because everyone was playing Sub-Zero mostly, and there wasn't enough attention on such as like Kenshi to like say, no, let's actually nerf Sub-Zero instead, bro. So they just, when people are asking like, hey, like why aren't you playing Sub-Zero? This is why. This is why, chat. It's because I would be having to work a lot harder than a lot of these characters in A or S have to be working. So I want people to just keep that in mind of why am I not playing Sub-Zero? Let's keep that in mind. Okay, the last 2 characters, I feel like these are, you could argue for either one of these 2. But I guess for now, I'm going to put Li Mei here, and then I'll put Nitara last. I think just once again, like, Li Mei has a ton of gaps in her string. There's nothing really effective or scary about her play. Nitara has 900 health. For what? I didn't even mention that about Geras. Bro, Geras has 950 starting health. Like, some of these characters have 900 or 950 health for what, bro? Like, I don't think that's really talked about enough. Especially that's why Nitara's last. Bro, she has 900 health, and like, bro, there's like, there's nothing scary about her play. Like, anytime she like does like one of those dashes in the air, you can down to it. She has like a sweep, and then she has like kind of like a little bit of like her dash into like over attack. But like, bro, all I'm saying is I've only played Nitara one time in the game's launch, and even the Nitara player told me that she sucks. So fair placement for her. Li Mei, same thing. Bro, I've only seen one Li Mei on Kombat League, period. If that doesn't go to show something as far as like why these bottom 3 characters are not listed right like where they are, then I don't know what will. But overall, I feel like this is, you know, talking about the tier list, I feel like this is, I think, accurate from my perspective, my point of view. I do want to know what everyone else thinks as far as where I have people placed. What do you not like? In the comment section down below, my YouTube audience, let me know. Feel free to flame me as far as any of my placements, but I can't wait to read and engage with you guys' comments, and I hope you guys enjoy this tier list video. As always, I appreciate all the love and support on all the YouTube content, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Take care.